He's Marler, and this is his music show.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another craptastic episode of the Marler Music Show. I am David. Hope you're all doing very well out there today, no matter where you're at and what you are doing. Today, my wife and I just got back off a little semi-vacation. We went up to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee for a few days. And while we were there, we went to a concert. We saw Tool in Knoxville at Thompson Bowen Arena on Friday night. Originally, that's all the trip was going to include, but I had some more PTO time at work, so we just made a whole kind of semi-late week, early weekend out of it. So what I'm going to do today is do a short review of that show. Tool's one of those bands that it doesn't take long to review them because they're so incredible live. I've seen them now, I think that was my either 12th or 13th time, I can't remember. But it's been a lot, and I've never been to a bad one, never been disappointed in all the years and all the times that I've seen them. So it's fantastic. And my wife has been with me to the past, I believe, 4, and she loves them more and more every time. In fact, so much so that we made a decision after the show Friday night, and I'll get into that afterwards. So, anyway, so we got there, got to the arena. We're running kind of late, not really, not knowing where we're going or whatever. Parking was a little bit of an issue. It took us a while to get the parking spot. Got into the arena about 30 minutes before Tool went on, was able to get a drink, get to our seats. About 10 minutes later, the lights went down, perfect timing. The opening band, I don't remember the name of them. From what we heard from the concourse, they were okay. If somebody out there can tell me who this band was, refresh my memory, please do, because I'd like to check them out and see what they kind of sound like when I can sit down and listen to them, without any distraction or whatever. So anyway, lights go down and here they come, and I'm just going to go over the set list real quick with you. They opened up with Fair Inoculum, like they always do. They did the intro to Third Eye leading onto them going on stage. Then they did Zombie, The Pot. Then Rosetta Stoned, which is a song that they have brought back very recently, and a song I haven't heard them do since the 10,000 Days tour. And the intro was a little bit of the Blame Hoffman Lost Keys intro, not the whole thing, just a little bit of it. After that, they went into Pneuma, then did Descending and The Grudge. That was the end of the first set, basically the first 3/4 of the concert. And as they've been doing for a lot of years now, they do like a 12-minute intermission in between the end of the set and the encores. And then in the encores, they came back out and they did Chocolate Chip Trip. That is a tongue twister, and that's probably the reason they named it that, so we could mangle it like that every time we try to say it. Culling Voices, Invincible, and then they ended the show with Anima, which, Tool's got this thing now, there's no filming, no picture taking until the very last song. And so I was really into it, and there's no way I could have filmed anything. You never saw it. So my wife decided to film Anima. She got about 2/3, 3/4 of the way through it, and she just, her phone was messing up. She couldn't do it anymore. So we got most of it on there. I actually posted that earlier. Take a look at that if you haven't already. It's not the best quality. It's filmed from the 13th row. It gives a good overview of the whole stage. But it's, the sound is pretty good, and they sound amazing. So, yeah. So, Tool's a band that when you go see, it's more than just a concert. It's an experience. More so than any band that I've probably ever seen. I've seen Kiss 31 times. They're my all-time, my entire life favorite band. But my favorite band musically is Tool by a pretty far long shot. Dream Theater's close behind, but Tool's still the one for me that does it. And their live shows, are just incredible visually. The audio is always good. They sound pinpoint on, and nowadays a lot of people are like, well, if they sound that great, live and that perfect, then there's got to be some backing stuff going on. The only backing stuff going on those shows is anything that is in the song that maybe Adam can't play while he's playing something else, or Justin can't while he's playing something else. There's no backing tracking going on with their actual music. It's just not happening. Sorry. And it's something I don't see them ever doing because they're all such great musicians at their instrument. Their age might catch up with them at some point. They have to a little bit. Don't know. I got a feeling they're one of those bands that's not going to stick around long enough to allow that to happen. But we shall see. So, but yeah, every time I see them, it's like it gets better and better and better. Of course, being on 13th Road did not hurt matters at all. That's the thing where my wife was like, "We got to get the best you can," and that was the best I could get. Unfortunately, I was trying to get closer, but couldn't do it. Everything got sold out real fast. But they just sound amazing, and this is basically a continuation of the Fear Inoculum tour. And so a lot of fans I've seen posted on some social media have a little bit of an issue with the set list because they did, if you don't count Chocolate Chip Trip as an actual song, they did 10 songs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, half the show, is off of Fear Inoculum, which is a great album. And I'm at some point going to do a Tool album ranking, which wouldn't take too long either, because I think that their last 4 are just all on par with each other, and their new album is really great. And I know they're playing a lot of that stuff because it's a continuation of that tour or whatever. And a lot of fans are like, well, why are they playing so many? Throw in this, throw in that. I will say one thing: if they're going to do that many, that I wish they would do, I wish they would take out Calling Voices and put in Tempest. Tempest is my favorite song on that album, and they did it a little bit pre-pandemic when they were on tour out west a couple nights, and they've done it some overseas, and they haven't done it anymore here, and I would love to hear that live. That's one of my favorite songs from them, period, and my favorite song off this album. And I get what fans are saying about some of the songs they're leaving out. They're like, for their very last song, they're alternating most nights between Anima, 46 and 2, and Stinkfist, I believe, which are all great closing songs and all classic Tool songs. But it would be nice to have all 3 of those in the set list and have Schism in there and maybe Vicarious on a more regular basis. Although Zombie and the Pot are great songs off of that album. I saw them the last couple times. They did Hooker with a Penis and Push It, which were nice surprises. They've done the Opiate 2 thing. They change it up usually from tour leg to tour leg. This leg, the addition of Rosetta Stone in there and throwing Anima back in is nice. But it would be nice to see them go through a period where they, cut a couple songs from Fear Inoculum and maybe throw back in 46 and 2 and Anima and Stinkfist and Schism maybe, or something else. Because time-wise, if you cut a couple of songs off of Fear Inoculum, you would have time because the songs are so long. But anyway, other than that, the set list, one thing I think about Tool is, you don't want to see the same set list over and over again. However, with them, they're so good live, and everything is so on point, and it's such an experience with the lights and the stage show and just the whole atmosphere of the concert. It almost doesn't matter what they play because you're going to get quality, and that is the thing about them that I think separates them from pretty much anybody else I've ever seen. Is you get a quality show every time you see them. Doesn't matter, ticket prices, whatever. T-shirt prices, whatever. A lot of that's higher than it used to be because people aren't making money off their music anymore. There's a streaming going on. Bands got to make it up somewhere. That's fine. A lot of people think, this is just a big cash grab for them. Hey, more power to them. They are getting towards the end of their career. Let's be honest. They've been around for 30 plus years. They're not going to be around, hopefully another 10, but who knows? So make as much money as you can. If the people are going to pay it, people are going to come see you, do it because it's their choice whether to come or not to come, and I choose to. And so, if they are doing a kind of a cash grab situation, great. Just make as much as you can, get your music out there, give the fans a show, give them their money's worth, which they do every time, and I've got no problem with you. So, yeah, it was, the set list, like I say, whatever. It was still a fantastic show. A lot of people around us that were actually from the Atlanta area that we met downtown. We had dinner and at the venue. The place was packed. There wasn't. I looked on Ticketmaster late in the day, and there were seats that were further back than we were, going for twice as much as we paid. I mean, and so it was just, they draw, and everybody was into it. You didn't see a lot of people leaving their seats during the performance and stuff. It was fantastic. So great show. One of the better Tool shows I've ever been to, mainly because I was so close this time. Would like to get closer, which leads me to the decision that my wife and I made. So in January, about a month ago, they announced winter leg of the tour, that they've added some more dates to go through. I think January and February, different parts of the country. They're coming back to this region, however, and so they're playing here on a Wednesday night in January. Me and a buddy of mine, actually the one that got me into Tool, he's coming in town. We're going to that. We don't have great seats for it. He didn't want to spend a lot of money, which I totally understand. So, but my wife and I, sitting in the parking garage, waiting to get out of the parking garage so we could get back to the hotel. We decided to get tickets for the Birmingham show, which is 2 days after the show here in Atlanta. And so we decided to go the VIP route. And so we had two choices. We could get like 4th row and pay like $150 more a ticket, or get 7th row and pay like $150 less a ticket. We chose that one. It's no buyer's remorse there. It's like, it's about the experience. And it's like I said to her, if it breaks us and puts us in the poorhouse, then we got bigger problems anyway. So we're doing that, looking real forward to that. Can't wait to see what that's going to be like, doing the VIP part. Never done it with Tool, done it with a couple other bands. And my hopes are up for it. I'm not expecting to get blown away. I'm keeping my expectations a little bit, not low, but just more cautiously optimistic, because most of the time those things are not as good as they're touted to be. A lot of times there's a little bit of a letdown, and I know with Tool, not all the members participate in the VIP stuff. You may get one, you may get Danny, you may get Justin, you may get Adam, you may get all three. You may get one of the three, two of the three. You pretty much never get Maynard, which a lot of people, don't like that about him. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just the way he is. And quite honestly, the musical cog of that band is those three anyway. So I'd be cool with that. But yeah, so any of you out there, if y'all have done the Tool VIP experience the past couple of tours or couple of years, comment below. Let me know what that's like, what to expect, what you thought about it, what your experience was. I'd like to see that. Before we go, not just going to change anything. We've already got them. We're going to do it. I feel like it'll be a great experience, and we're on the 7th row, so you can't get a whole lot better than that. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. So yeah, that's pretty much my review. Not a big one, nothing outstanding. Just wanted to tell you about the set list and about the show itself and some of the experience that me and my wife had with the whole thing. So comment below. Let me know if you were there at the show, what you thought about it. In comparison to when you've seen them before, or if it's your first time, let me know what you think about it. Love to have a discussion with you back and forth, and love for you guys to discuss back and forth as well. So I'm going to sign off as I always do and tell you, be good to each other, be good to yourself, and life will be good to you. Peace. Tool rules.